Most men are too busy chasing women while the women they want are chasing someone else. Let that sink in. If you're watching this video, you're probably tired of the same cycle. You text her, she replies late. You plan the date, she cancels last minute. You give her attention, compliments, maybe even gifts, and she gives you silence, confusion, or worse, the friend zone. It hurts, doesn't it? But here's the harsh truth. Most men don't want to hear. Women don't chase men who are too available. They chase men who make themselves a challenge. Now, before anyone gets offended, let's make something clear. This isn't about manipulation. This isn't about disrespect. This is about understanding natural attraction, flipping the script, and reclaiming your confidence as a man. Because whether society wants to admit it or not, men and women are playing two different games when it comes to dating. Women are taught to be selective. Men are taught to impress. Women have options. Men have pressure. And most men are out here begging for attention when what they should be doing is becoming the kind of man who doesn't need to chase. Let me tell you something even more controversial. Attraction isn't about looks, money, or smooth lines. Sure, those things help, but the real secret is psychological. It's about the emotional triggers you activate without even realizing it. You see, women don't just respond to what you say. They respond to how you carry yourself. They pay attention to what you don't say. They notice the pauses, the mystery, the self-control, the way you talk to others in the room. They're wired for emotional storytelling, energy reading, and confidence detection. So, if you're the kind of guy who texts her, "Good morning," every day, waits hours for a response, and apologizes for being too forward, you're doing it all wrong. Because here's the secret no one tells you. The man who pulls back creates more desire than the man who leans in. Let me break this down even simpler. A lion doesn't chase gazelles in circles, wasting energy. He waits, he watches, he knows who he is. Most guys are acting like needy puppies, and it's killing their chances. You're too eager, too reactive, too invested too early, and the result, she loses interest. Because if she doesn't feel the thrill of the chase, if she doesn't have to wonder about you, then she puts you in a category you never want to be in. The "he's nice, but I'm not attracted to him" category. Translation: you just got emotionally disqualified. But don't worry, you're not doomed. This video is your turning point. By the end of it, you'll know exactly how to reverse the dynamic so that she starts thinking about you first, texting you first, asking about you, wondering what you're doing, where you've been, and who else wants your attention. And it's not rocket science. In fact, most of it comes down to 5 key shifts, 5 powerful, simple changes you can make starting today that will trigger the part of her brain that says, "Why am I thinking about him all the time? Why does it feel like I need to impress him? Why do I want him more now that he's not trying so hard?" Here's the mindset shift that will change everything. You don't need to be better than every other guy. You just need to be different. While every other man is chasing her, you'll learn how to pull her into your orbit. But make no mistake, this isn't about playing games. It's about playing smart. You don't need to pretend to be someone you're not. You just need to understand how attraction works and how to trigger it without losing your dignity or your masculinity. This is not about becoming a bad boy or disrespecting women. It's about stepping into your natural power as a man who knows his value and who isn't afraid to let a woman prove hers. And yes, that's controversial because we live in a world where men are constantly told to be softer, more available, more emotional. But what no one tells you is this: being too available kills mystery, kills respect, kills desire. In this video, I'll show you how to flip that. Not by faking anything, but by remembering what makes you irresistible in the first place. So, if you've ever been ghosted, ignored, or had a woman say, you're such a great guy, but then this video is your wake-up call. Because the moment you stop chasing women is the moment they start chasing you. 1. Stop being available 24/7. One of the biggest mistakes most men make is being too available. If you want a woman to chase you, you can't be there whenever she calls, texts, or wants attention. It sounds simple, but most guys don't get it. Think about it. If someone is always around, always ready to talk or hang out, they quickly become part of the background. When you're easy to reach 24/7, you lose your value in her eyes. You're no longer a prize to win. You're just there, always there. Women naturally respond to challenge and mystery. When a man is always available, he's predictable and boring. And when something is boring, it's easy to take for granted. Why does being too available hurt your chances? Because it kills attraction. It makes you seem desperate. And desperation is one of the biggest turn-offs. Here's the truth. People want what they can't always have. Scarcity creates desire. If you're constantly there, that scarcity disappears. Let me give you an example. Imagine you've been texting a woman every day from morning till night, replying instantly to her messages. She starts to expect it. She knows you'll always be there. What happens? She stops putting effort in. She no longer feels excited when you message. The thrill fades away. But what if you change the game? What if you wait a few hours or even a whole day before replying? What if you don't answer every text? Suddenly, she's left wondering, where is he? What is he doing? Why didn't he reply? That doubt sparks curiosity. That curiosity creates a chase. That chase creates attraction. This doesn't mean you should ignore her completely or be rude. It's about creating balance. You're showing that your time is valuable and you're not just waiting around for her. Let's say she texts you, "Hey, what are you up to?" Instead of replying immediately, you wait a little. When you do reply, keep it short but interesting. Maybe say, "Out with friends." What's up? This small change signals that you have a life, that you're busy and interesting, and that makes you more attractive. Women want a man who has his own goals, hobbies, and social life, not a man who exists just to serve their attention. By not being available all the time, you force her to put in effort. She starts thinking about you more. She wonders what you're doing, who else you're talking to, and she might even start missing you. Another way to look at this is by comparing it to how social media works. When you see a post that's new and rare, you get curious. But when the same post shows up all the time, it becomes boring. Your availability works the same way. Being available all the time also lowers your confidence. When you're always ready to drop everything for a woman, it sends a message that you don't value yourself enough. And confidence is one of the most attractive qualities a man can have. So, how do you stop being available 24/7? Start by setting boundaries for yourself. Decide when you're going to respond to messages and stick to it. Don't check your phone every 5 minutes. Don't rearrange your plans just because she asks last minute. Create a life that excites you. Fill your time with things that make you happy and fulfilled. When you live a full life, you naturally become less available. And that's exactly what makes you more desirable. Here's a quick story to show you how powerful this can be. A guy named Mark was always texting a woman named Sarah. He replied instantly to every message, always agreed to meet when she asked, and rarely said no. Sarah enjoyed talking to him, but never felt attracted enough to chase him. One day, Mark decided to change things. He started replying later, sometimes even waiting until the next day. He said no to some plans, choosing to spend time with friends instead. Sarah noticed the change. She started texting him first, asking about his day and even inviting him out. The shift happened because Mark stopped being too available. He created space and value. In the end, attraction isn't about being perfect. It's about being less accessible. When you stop being available 24/7, you stop chasing. Instead, you become the man she wants to chase. 2. Ignore her to make her notice. This sounds crazy at first, right? Ignoring someone to get their attention, but hear me out. This is one of the most powerful ways to flip the script in your favor. Most men believe that the more attention they give a woman, the more she'll like them. So, they call, text, and message constantly. But the truth is, too much attention can kill attraction faster than anything else. When you give a woman all your attention without pause, you take away the mystery. You show her that you're desperate for her approval. And guess what? That desperation makes her lose respect and interest. Ignoring her doesn't mean being rude or disrespectful. It means creating space for her to miss you, to wonder about you, to notice your absence. Imagine this. You're talking to a woman and she texts you. Instead of replying right away, you wait. You don't respond to every message. Sometimes you don't answer at all. That doesn't mean ignoring her forever. It means you're not there for her on demand. When a woman feels like you might be slipping away, her brain kicks into chase mode. She starts wondering what you're up to. She thinks about you more. And she may even start competing with other women to get your attention. This is the psychological game most men miss. It's not about manipulation. It's about respecting your own value and letting her decide if she wants to earn your time. If you constantly respond, answer every question, and engage in long conversations, you train her to expect that she won't feel motivated to stand out or be interesting. It becomes a one-sided effort. On the other hand, if you pull back, you give her a chance to step up. Here's a simple way to do this without being harsh. When she texts or calls, sometimes take a few hours or even a day to reply. Keep your answers short and confident, not needy or over-explaining. You don't owe her your time every moment. For example, if she sends a long message asking what you're doing, don't feel pressured to respond immediately or in detail. A quick casual answer like, "Just working, what's up," works perfectly. Ignoring isn't about playing games. It's about showing you have standards and boundaries. It shows that your time is valuable and you expect to be respected. Another important point, when you ignore her, don't make it obvious. Don't ghost or disappear without explanation. Instead, be consistent with your new pace. This makes you seem mysterious without being mean. Think of it like a TV show. If every episode is available all the time, it loses excitement. But if the episodes come out once a week, people eagerly wait, discuss, and get hooked. The same applies to your attention. The more she has to wonder about you, the more she thinks about you, and the more she'll want to catch your attention. Ignoring her also protects you from emotional burnout. If you're always responding and always there, you're putting in all the effort. That's exhausting and unattractive. By holding back, you keep your energy high and your confidence intact. Let's look at a real-life story. A guy named James was talking to a woman named Lisa. He was always quick to reply and spent hours chatting every day. Lisa enjoyed the attention, but never seemed interested enough to chase him. One day, James decided to change things. He started waiting to reply and kept his messages short. He didn't reply to every text. Lisa noticed the difference. Suddenly, she was the one texting first and trying to keep the conversation alive. James didn't change who he was. He just stopped giving all his attention for free. That small change flipped the entire dynamic. The biggest lesson here, ignoring her just enough makes you unpredictable. It makes you stand out. And standing out makes you memorable. But remember, the goal is not to be cruel or hurtful. It's to show that your time and attention are a reward, not a right. When you understand that, you naturally create attraction without needing cheesy lines or tricks. In short, to make any woman chase you, you have to learn when to step back, Stay silent and let her come to you. 3. Make her work for your attention. If you want a woman to chase you, one of the most important things to understand is this. You are not there to give her everything on a silver platter. Most men think that being kind, generous, and always available is enough to win her heart. But here's the truth that's rarely talked about. When you give too much too fast, you lose your value. Imagine a store where everything is free and easy to get. Would you care about what's on the shelves? Probably not. The same goes for attraction. Women naturally respect a man who makes her put in some effort. When you make your attention too easy, she doesn't feel challenged. And without challenge, desire fades. This isn't about being cold or mean. It's about creating a dynamic where she has to earn your time and attention. That earns respect, and respect turns into attraction. Think about the last time you wanted something badly. Maybe it was a job, a prize, or a goal. Did it feel satisfying when it was handed to you without any effort? Probably not. But when you worked hard for it, the victory felt better, right? The same applies to relationships. When you make her work for your attention, you become a prize she wants to win. She starts to value the moments she has with you more. She doesn't take your time for granted. On the other hand, if you respond to every message, say yes to every plan, and give her your full attention all the time, she quickly gets comfortable. Comfortable means predictable, and predictable means boring. This is why many men feel like they are always the ones chasing. They give everything away too quickly and wonder why she loses interest. You want to flip this. You want to make her wonder what you're doing when you don't reply right away. You want her to think about you during the day, not just when she's bored. Making her work for your attention also helps you maintain control of your life. You're not putting your happiness in her hands. Instead, you decide when to engage and when to focus on your own goals. It keeps you confident and grounded, which is magnetic. It's okay to say no sometimes. It's okay to cancel plans if something better comes up. This doesn't mean you don't like her. It means you have your own life and standards. Women respect men who have boundaries. When you respect yourself, she'll respect you too. Also, by making her work for your attention, you naturally raise your value in her eyes. You're no longer just another option. You're a challenge, a mystery, and a prize. This creates excitement and anticipation. Instead of feeling bored or tired of the relationship, she feels energized and curious. And that energy keeps her coming back. Remember, this isn't about playing games or being manipulative. It's about understanding human nature and using it to your advantage. Women want to feel special and valued, but they also want to feel that they earned your attention. If you give everything away at once, she won't feel that thrill. So, start thinking about your attention as something precious. Give it sparingly and meaningfully. Let her notice when you're not there. Let her wonder why you're busy. Let her work to be part of your life. When she has to work for it, she'll never take you for granted. 4. Show confidence, not neediness. Let's get real for a moment. Most men today are confusing neediness for love and desperation for passion, and it's killing their chances with women. If you're always asking for validation, seeking approval, or worrying about whether she likes you, then you're sending the wrong signals. Instead of being attractive, you're coming off as insecure and weak. Confidence is the real game changer. It's what makes women look twice and want to chase you. But here's the hard truth. Confidence isn't something you can fake long term. It's built on how you see yourself, how you value your time, and how you respect your boundaries. Yet, so many guys act like they don't have a choice. They settle for crumbs of attention, hoping she'll eventually see their value. Spoiler alert, she usually doesn't. Wake up. You don't have to beg for affection or approval. You don't need to constantly text, follow up, or worry about being too much. When you act needy, you're showing her you don't respect yourself. And respect is everything in attraction. Think about this. When a man is confident, he doesn't worry about losing a woman. He knows his worth. He's secure in who he is and what he offers. He doesn't chase, he attracts. When a man is needy, he chases approval and attention like it's his last lifeline. And women can sense that desperation from miles away. Here's a wake-up call every man needs to hear. No woman wants to be with a man who is begging for her time or affection. She wants a partner who is strong, steady, and sure of himself. She wants a man who leads, who makes decisions, and who isn't afraid to be alone. You don't have to be perfect. Nobody is. But you do need to show that you're not lost without her. Showing confidence means standing firm on your boundaries. It means saying no when you need to. It means not rearranging your entire life just to fit around her schedule. If you find yourself constantly worrying about what she thinks or feeling like you're not enough, it's time to change your mindset. Start seeing your value. Start respecting your time. Start acting like the prize you are. Confidence is magnetic because it's rooted in authenticity. Women aren't attracted to fake bravado. They want real strength. When you show confidence, you stop chasing and start attracting. She'll notice because confidence creates mystery and respect. So, here's the advice every man needs. Stop acting like you need her. Start acting like you want her and that you're ready to walk away if the respect isn't there. When you do this, you flip the entire dynamic. Women naturally chase men who have confidence. Men who don't chase don't beg. Men who don't beg don't lose respect. If you're stuck in neediness, it's time to wake up. Start working on yourself. Build your confidence through your actions, your goals, and your mindset. The women you want will chase you, not because you begged or pleaded, but because you showed up as a man who knows his worth. 5. Use mystery to trigger her curiosity. Let's be honest, most men are too easy to figure out. They talk too much, overshare, and try to impress with every detail of their life. But what they don't realize is that mystery is one of the most powerful tools in attraction. Women are naturally curious. They love to figure people out. They enjoy the feeling of not knowing everything right away. And if you give her everything up front, there's nothing left to discover. No tension, no excitement, no spark. Mystery doesn't mean being cold or distant. It simply means holding something back. You don't have to answer every question. You don't need to explain every emotion. You don't need to post your whole life on social media or tell her where you are 24/7. Let her wonder. Let her ask herself what's on his mind. Why didn't he text back right away? Who else is in his world? When a woman is curious, she stays engaged. She pays closer attention. She becomes invested not just in your words, but in trying to understand you. That's the chase. But if you make it too easy, always available, always explaining, always over-communicating, there's no chase. And without the chase, there's no emotional investment. Women remember the men who made them feel something. Confusion, curiosity, excitement, that emotional tension sticks. The key is balance. You don't want to be so mysterious that you seem fake or uninterested, but you should always leave a little bit unsaid. Speak less, smile more, keep parts of your world private. Let her ask, let her wonder. Mystery creates imagination. And once a woman starts imagining who you are, where you're going, and what you're doing, she's already chasing you. So, don't give it all away. Be the man she wants to figure out, not the one who explains himself too fast. Let's finish with something most men are too afraid to say out loud. If a woman never has to chase you, she'll never fully respect you. That's right. In a world where men are constantly told to be nice, always be available, do more, and prove your worth, many of you have lost your edge. You've been taught to believe that making effort means giving everything. But here's the truth no one wants to hear. The more effort you give without boundaries, the less she values it. The more you chase her, the less she sees you as a man worth chasing. This isn't just controversial, it's uncomfortable. It forces you to ask, have I been showing up as a man, or have I been showing up as someone hoping to be picked? Look around you. Too many good men are burned out, confused, and frustrated because they're stuck in the same pattern, doing everything for women who give them nothing in return. Not even basic interest, not even basic effort. It has to stop. The moment you shift your energy from chasing to attracting, everything changes. You stop waiting on her text. You stop proving your worth. You stop putting her on a pedestal she never earned. And that's when she feels the switch. That's when she starts chasing you. You owe it to yourself to be the man who commands respect, not the one who begs for attention. And if this message hit a nerve, good. That means you're waking up. That means something inside you is tired of being the nice guy who gets walked over. You want real results. You want real attraction. Then stop over-explaining. Stop apologizing for having standards. And start moving like a man who knows women chase what they can't fully figure out. That's the man she dreams about. That's the man she thinks about at night. That's the man who doesn't beg but gets chosen. Now, I want to hear your story. Have you been chasing too much? Have you ever pulled back and watched a woman suddenly start putting in effort? Or are you still trying to figure it all out? Drop your experiences in the comments. I read them, I reply. And I'll even make more content based on your stories and questions. Because this isn't just a video, this is a community, a space where real men grow together, learn from each other, and reclaim their power in a world that wants them confused. Let's talk, let's connect, and let's help you become the kind of man who never has to chase.